Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, as you may know, and I'm here with my friend.
William Michael Reed.
Yes. Okay, this is our first episode of Shades of a Song. Today we're going to be discussing Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. It's a very, very popular album right now, and we have to, we have to talk about what's a hot topic.
But before we get into that, I'm not going to be able to actually sit here for an hour and discuss this album without talking about how traumatized I was this morning.
How were you traumatized, Michael?
Okay, so as one does in 2021, I was scrolling on TikTok
You gotta.
and I stumbled across this video and I was I was stopped. I was stopped dead in my tracks. I was cackling. I was worried. I was concerned. I was dying. I don't know. It was weird.
Very
But so,
melodramatic.
no, I'm being dead serious. Like, wait until you hear this.
We'll see.
So I'm going to play this video for you
Okay.
because yeah.
Are you
Here.
gonna need me to turn my
Yeah,
audio
yeah,
down?
you go ahead and turn that down so that
Okay.
the audience doesn't hear this repeated twice. But here's the video we'll discuss after.
I'm not sure there's enough alcohol or therapy to cover what happened today. I found this morning on my way to work. You know what this is? This was formerly my mother-in-law.
Oh my god.
She's soup. Okay, here's what happened. I have a beautiful 6-year-old daughter. You remember a previous video where we made potions? We love making potions. My daughter loves making potions. Do you see where this is going? Forbidden pixie dust. The first
She's
words I
talking
said
about
to my daughter this
cocaine?
morning were, "Did you play potions with Grandma's ashes?" Oh my God. The look on her face was hysterical when she realized that was not just some powder Mommy had. That was not just some of Mommy's herbs. That was Grandma. It gets better. So she said sorry, and my husband was not mad. I mean, she's dead. She can't be more dead. And it's not like they had the greatest relationship. So he wasn't like upset. He was just like, "You are gonna learn such a lesson, kid. Did you drink any?" No, thank God. Because I really don't know if I could afford the amount of therapy needed to cover it if she had drank some of Grandma. Then my husband found a pile of ashes on the floor and he's like, "Child, what is this?" And she goes, "Daddy, we already had this talk this morning." She had played with Grandma first and gotten Grandma all over the floor. I have to fix this. This doesn't look super fixable. I'm gonna try different things. Our kind of solution is thinking about taking the paste and sludge and putting her in a skull statue and like sealing her up in there. This is what my husband gets for keeping her in a jar on the fireplace. Our house flooded. Everything was in disarray. Grandma wasn't in a good spot. So my daughter learned an important lesson about asking before she takes things. An important and mortifying lesson with a lot of hand washing. And have mother-in-law soup on my 2021 bingo card.
Okay, well,
So that was the video. I'm gonna go ahead and shout out Graveyard Gathering on TikTok, all lowercase. That was who had that video. I saw that video this morning, and I didn't know whether to be scared, mortified, or dying of laughter. Jordan,
well,
thoughts?
I hope that that was embellished because she ate her grandmother?
No. Okay. So she said, did you drink any? Because they were making potions.
Of her grandmother's
So did you drink any of the
ashes.
potion that she made? Is what she asked her daughter.
I,
And her daughter was like, no, I didn't. Which is good because she didn't know how she could afford therapy for a daughter who drank her grandmother.
well, I'm glad that was a close call.
Yeah, but she had gotten the jar of ashes off the mantle and like dumped them in the floor and was like playing in the ashes and then like dumped it into another jar and like made a soup like potion.
Okay.
And then they finally realized that it was not just some powder that the mother had.
Yeah.
It was grandma. It was
I,
grandma in the potion bottle and on the
hmm
floor.
Well, no. No. I don't like that at all.
I, c- I told you that I was mortified and I needed to get that off my chest.
I'm sure, and I'm glad you've gotten that off of your chest. And I guess we'll be here to share in your misery before starting this
Yeah,
album.
I'd love to make this a series of sharing my traumas before every album.
Well, that drama gets attention. So I mean, if you, I know there's some people that you'd have to change the names, but
Yeah,
look, they
I
know
do
who they
want to
are.
100% one more time in case no one heard or understood. That video, who you heard talking, was a TikTok video from Graveyard Gathering on TikTok. Graveyard Gathering,
Oh
GRAVYARDGATHERING.
my God. Okay.
No, I just want to make sure because
Uh,
if she happened to listen, I wanted to make sure that she's
um,
credited for her voice
okay. Well, I'm sure she'll
so
appreciate
that
that
anyone can find it if they wanted to go look at her account. But yeah,
in that
I was mortified.
unlikely situation. Okay, so we gotta start the actual discussion now.
Okay.
Uh, so I look. When driver's license came out, I didn't know what to think of her. I thought, who is this woman coming in here? Never heard of her before in my life, and I don't need yes, I know she was on a Disney. I don't care. I don't watch Disney anymore. Please, okay, I'm sorry. I know I don't need you all coming down my throats for that, but I didn't know who she was. Most people didn't. She was in here breaking records. I thought, wow, I don't understand. I didn't understand. I didn't
I didn't know either, like who she was. Like I had watched the first few episodes of High School Musical, the musical, the series, which she stars in. She plays Nene, and I loved it. I thought it was a great show. And I didn't really know who she was either until I like finally put two and two together, like from like some interview or something, that I found out who she was. And then I actually put two and two together again when I realized that she also played the main character on Bizarrevark. I don't know if you ever heard of that show, but on
Jake
Bizarrevark, the one
Paul.
that starred Jake Paul,
Oh boy.
she starred on that show, and I did not realize that either because she looked completely different on that show than she did on High School Musical, the musical, the series.
And Michael, I know you didn't like her at first because she had a feud with one of your
Yeah,
faves.
would you like me to
I
elaborate on that?
sure would.
Okay, so I for a long time have loved Sabrina Carpenter because I know me and my best friend have been very avid Disney fans, while you, Jordan, have been a very avid
Well,
Nickelodeon fan
I sure am.
when you
It's
were
'cause
younger.
I have taste.
Um, but I love Disney, and so I fell in love with Sabrina Carpenter on Girl Meets World, and I listened to all of her music, and I thought it was great. I love it. Still love it to this day. Um, but yeah, I heard the lyric about the blonde haired girl, and
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I thought at first that it was very call outy
Mm.
and implied that maybe the song was and somehow blaming Sabrina. Like it was almost like blaming the other girl for what the man chose to do. So I didn't like that at first. But as you see throughout the rest of this podcast, when we discuss other songs in the track list, my opinion does change on that situation. And the story on how I decided to listen to this album is actually quite an interesting one.
I've not heard that story. I guess.
Well,
Ooh,
as you know, Jordan,
yeah,
sometimes it is very hard for me to admit when I'm wrong.
I do know that.
But
Yeah.
although I do admit when I'm wrong, I choke it,
Most, yeah.
like choke on it. But I like to admit when I'm wrong because I, I have faults.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I spent months like trying to like force Olivia away and like ignore her,
Oh, you couldn't
but
have.
like she was everywhere.
Yeah.
And finally, I was like, I gave in. And I was like, okay, she's not that bad on the excerpts I've heard of these songs. The album, people are praising it. People think that it's so good. I was like, okay, maybe I'll go for it. I'll listen to it. And so I sat down and I listened to the album from start to finish. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, this is really good, but still I'm hearing so much in here that makes me think that she like hates Sabrina, which I don't know why she would hate the woman in the situation. But then I got to, I think it's Happier. I got to Happier, and on Happier she talks about how beautiful the woman is, and she's like, oh, she's so beautiful, she's so kind, or I'm tearing her down just to think that you will talk to me again. Talking to the ex.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, oh, she had just fallen into the same like stereotype that this society likes to push nowadays of whenever there's a situation, you always like you blame the other woman. It's never the man's fault.
Yeah, it's
And
unfortunate.
so I was like, oh, she did that. And then when she wrote Happier, she was like admitting that she was tearing her down for no reason when she should have been tearing down the ex solely. And when she said that, I was like, oh, I was doing the same thing.
No,
I was
yeah, you
making it an
were.
issue between Olivia and Sabrina when it never should have been an issue between them.
Well, I mean, she did.
Yeah, but I was drawing a conclusion that there was a problem and that the fight was between Sabrina and Olivia.
Yeah.
When I should have put the blame on the ex, never on Sabrina or on Olivia.
I suppose. I mean, you did blame him a lot. I mean, you were like,
Well, yeah, but like I made it a point to talk about how I thought Olivia was talking about Sabrina.
yeah,
And I should never have done that because I played into the exact same stereotype that I think Olivia wanted people to think of until they heard Happier.
yeah.
I think that was some great songwriting there because I think that was intentional to play with that stereotype until Happier when she recognizes it herself and her own story.
Perhaps so. I couldn't tell you, but you know, I'm glad that we eventually did come around to her because as you said, and I agree with you, I think it's a very good album, very refreshing, and I think she's a very likable person. So, I guess we're gonna start with our rankings of the songs. Is that what you want to do?
Well, we discussed this earlier. I was like, should we start with the ranking or should we finish with the ranking? And you were talking about finishing with the ranking.
Yeah. Well, then we can go back. We should let's start with the ranking.
So we could either start with our ranking or finish with the ranking, and then how do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it by going track by track on the normal track list, or going through our ranking and talk about each song?
I want to go through the ranking. We probably should have.
I think what we should do, since this is the first podcast, we should go through the track list,
Okay.
song by song, and then talk about our rankings afterwards so everyone knows our opinions. And then leave it open for any kind of questions or concerns or whatever they want to, whatever you call it, so that people could suggest, if they listen to this, where they want us to talk about the ranking or how they want the structure to be and see what they like. And then like listen to them and see what they think.
All right. Well, the first song is Brutal.
Yes. First song is Brutal.
It sure is. I like this song.
I love this song.
I know you do. This is the song. Well, I guess I'll hear your ranking soon. But I know you like this song because you like rock, because of Plastic Hearts, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be
because
talking about
sweet old Miss Miley Cyrus. I slept on her for too
Yes,
long.
you did.
You let me get away with that for too long.
I did not.
You let me get away with it for too long.
Well, I
Too long.
tried my hardest.
Too long you let me get away with not giving credit to Miss Miley damn Cyrus.
Anyway, She Got You Into Rock. Now, Brutal, I believe, is one of your favorite songs.
Oh
on
yeah,
our-
definitely.
Yes.
I'm not even going to try and deny that.
I like it too. I think it's kind of loud and kind of brash, but in a good way. Michael, okay, you have stronger opinions on this song.
So you want me to talk about Brutal?
I sure
Okay,
do.
let me look my notes. Let me bring my notes up. Okay, so I want to talk about lyrics.
Okay.
Because you know I'm a lyric person.
Yeah, I do.
You know we're going to talk about lyrics. I know it's going to be so hard for you to talk about lyrics because you don't ever listen to lyrics.
I know the lyrics. I
But do
know-
you listen to them really?
I
Or do you listen to the
some-
sounds?
I've listened to the lyrics. I know she hates every song she writes, and she can't parallel park.
I wanted to say, lyrically, I think Brutal is very catchy.
I think it's catchy too.
I think she
Wait.
delivers it and writes it in such a way that it's such a catchy song, but yet isn't repetitive like old pop used to be. Like, I don't want to call anyone out, but because I love everyone. I love most people in pop. Most of the pop girlies, I love them.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to call them out, but I know that a lot of songs can get repetitive, and a lot of songs that they play on the radio get very repetitive.
That's true.
But I think Brutal creates this idea of a pop song being super catchy, but also not being repetitive at all. With the whole fact that, like, the chorus, you can't even tell it's the chorus until she says, God, it's brutal out here.
I love the way she says that.
Yeah, she says it so good.
I know.
But, like, the chorus is actually, like, the part before that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's so interesting that we all think the chorus is just, God, it's brutal out here, when that's one line.
Oh my God, you're right. I know you were just dragging me for not knowing lyrics, but honestly, I don't know the lyrics of what she says before. God, it's brutal out here. I don't know. I have no... You should tell me.
I can't, like...
Interesting.
I can't tell them exactly off the top of my head, but I know a lot more than just... Okay, I can't even exit this. Hold on. Let me pull up Genius. I don't even know where Genius is on my phone. Here we go. Okay. So she goes in, and she says... All I did was try my best. This is the kind of thanks I get. Unrelentlessly upset.
Okay.
They say these are the golden years, but I wish I could disappear. Ego crush is so severe. God, it's brutal out here.
Well, I remember more of that than I thought.
Yeah, but like,
But
when
you're
you think
right,
of the song, everyone
yeah.
only thinks of God, it's brutal out here being the chorus.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's so interesting that she wrote this whole chorus that doesn't even sound like it's the chorus. So it doesn't even make it sound repetitive. Because you only remember God is brutal out here.
Yeah, and I remember the guitar.
Like, yeah, like you remember the other lyrics, and I'm not saying it's forgettable, but I think it's so interesting that it's like, oh, this is the chorus, but you're only going to think of God, it's brutal out here as the chorus, so I don't actually sound repetitive at all.
Yeah. I think that's by far... I think when she says, God, it's brutal out here, I butchered that. But when she says that and then the guitar immediately after, I think that's the best part. Okay,
Yeah.
next song.
Well, no,
Oh.
I'm not done yet.
Okay, well.
I wanted to mention, what I wanted to say for the song, because I wrote this in my notes and I really want to touch on it.
Okay.
I think it's so interesting that a lot of the pop girls who have been here for years are all turning folk. And they're going like folk pop, and they're like slowing down like the melodies and the music in the back.
Are they though?
And they're like going more vocal based.
I mean, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she did it, but
Yeah,
like
who else?
we've also gone into Lorde.
She's always been.
Yeah, but she has less melody on it than Melodrama for Solar Power.
On Solar Power, yeah.
A lot of people are leaning towards this more folk sound or this more less instrument sounded music
Maybe
in pop,
a
like with
little.
Billie Eilish.
Oh, with Happier Than Ever, yeah.
Like a lot of Billie stuff too. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is I think it's so interesting that this is like the way pop's going, and then Olivia comes out here and she doesn't release any songs before the singles for her album.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go punk rock. I'm gonna go punk pop or pop punk. And like punk
yeah.
rock and stuff. Like that's what I'm gonna do. Which is like not like what people are doing right now.
Well, I mean, I think pop punk is coming back a little bit. 'Cause, you know, we have Machine Gun Kelly, who I know you don't like.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't put him in the pop one. I'd put him in alternative.
And I think he's punk.
But I wouldn't put him in the same group as the pop girlies.
Well, that's true.
What I was trying to say was I think it's an interesting view for her to come into the pop girlies
Yeah.
like group and then be like, I'm not gonna do what everyone else is doing that considers pop right now.
I see what you mean. 'Cause, yeah.
Like I think that's very brave of her, especially being only 18.
Uh-huh.
Like she's our age, and she was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna try to do what they do.
And it's working out pretty well for her, I think.
Yeah, and the vulnerability in her lyrics like applaud her.
Oh yeah, people. You love your lyrics.
But moving on,
Traitor.
you want to go to Traitor.
Yes.
I think on Traitor, she begins to show her skills as a vocalist.
I agree. I think personally on Brutal she sounds a bit strained, but I think the slower and quieter Traitor sounds a bit better for her vocally. I do agree with you there.
Also, this is where it starts being about her ex. So, Joshua. This is where it starts being about Joshua Bassett.
Is it Bassett or
Bassett, whatever.
I don't. It
Don't really
doesn't
care.
matter.
This is where it
Yeah.
starts being about Joshua.
I like this song well enough.
I think it's a great entry way to showing her vocal skills. And I love the songwriting.
I like the songwriter. I like that she calls him a traitor. I
Yeah.
really do.
I think
Very
it's a very interesting way to introduce the concept.
I
This because it's like it's an overdone concept of being with an ex and then them leaving you for someone else. Like that's such a
yeah.
concept that's so prevalent in our society, especially now with like modern dating. But that's a whole other topic. But that like its concept is like such a like heavy and like full like one that everyone understands and it's like everywhere. But I think it's such an interesting concept for her to start it. She started the story as traitor. She didn't start it as, oh, we're loving, we love each other. It's so loving relationship, and then he did this. No, she starts it as, you're a traitor.
Yeah, and I think it's very cutting to call him that, especially because she says he didn't cheat,
Yeah.
but you're still a traitor. I
'Cause
like
she,
that a
yeah, I'm
lot.
gonna let you talk. I've been talking so much.
Well, that's fine. I don't have that much to say, but I like that a lot. I think it's very cutting, and I think it's very unique in a way that a lot of these sorts of songs aren't, as you said, Michael. Not just in the placement in the album, but just very strong words, like traitor. You think of some, I don't know, treason, obviously.
Yeah.
I like it. I will say
It's such a brash term.
yeah, it is, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I also love the fact that she doesn't hide her mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Because she openly states in the track multiple times, she's like, yeah, you didn't cheat when we were together.
I know. It's very mellow. This whole album, I
So
think, is.
I love that idea of she's not she's not playing the victim. She's not acting like she's some angel. Like she's admitting openly that yeah, she thought he was cheating when they were together, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love that concept of just her admitting her faults, but like also not trying to give him any leeway.
Yeah, and I think the whole album, she does that. It's very melodramatic, but at least she's self-aware about it, which
Yeah.
which I
I mean, she
like.
named it Sour.
Yeah.
Like, like what better way to name this album? Like her, well, I don't think there was a better way to name the album. Like that's such an interesting concept. It's like she never says sour on the entire album.
Probably.
Like I
Yeah.
don't think she ever says it.
I don't think so either. But
But
yeah.
I love the fact that she names it something that's just the emotion that all the songs give off.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with any of the actual lyrics, and I love that. I love that. I think
I
that's so cool.
I think it's nice too. I think it's a very fitting name, very good rollout in general. I don't like the cover of this
Oh, I
album.
love the cover.
I don't.
Oh, I love it.
Well, we can discuss the cover and all that other stuff in at
Okay.
the end.
But can we also just talk about how well, how well these young artists are doing?
Olivia and Billie Eilish.
Yeah, like all
and
these
who
artists who are like
else?
so young.
Two of them.
They're like doing so well.
That's
I mean,
two.
maybe they've always been doing so well. We just haven't noticed. Because like
Ah,
Lorde was like 16 on pure heroin,
oh yeah, she was. But I
and like
guess
Halsey was 19 on Badlands.
was she?
Yeah, and like wasn't Taylor like 14
She
on her
was
first album?
very young. I don't know if it was 14, but I know she was very young. But when
Well, she had to be 15 on Fearless because Fearless has 15 on it.
okay, well she's not 7 when she wrote Folklore.
Oh yeah, no, but she like talks about being 15 on
Okay,
Fearless.
all right. Well,
Um,
I don't know.
but yeah, like maybe I actually thought that was like a new idea. I was trying to bring that idea. I was kind of like, oh, like how well these like young artists are doing. Like let's talk about that. And then like now that I'm bringing it up in the actual conversation, I'm like, oh, they've always been doing well. We just haven't noticed
Yeah,
it.
I guess when they're the same age as you pay a little more
Yeah,
attention. That's probably why.
because like when we look at them now, they're like double our age,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't really notice.
Yeah. And I know you like to write music, so you probably feel an extra connection
Yeah,
with them. Yeah.
because like I feel a lot of the concepts that these people are talking about
Mm-hmm.
because we're at the same point in our lives. It's such an interesting thing to like be able to actually grow at the same age as your artist.
Yeah. Uh, okay, next song is Driver's License. Oh, Well, I can tell by Michael's expressions that he's gonna have some strong opinions. I will tell you, I think, do I? I think this song is overrated. It's a good song. I like it. At first, I didn't understand at all, and I still don't understand at all why it was so popular. Disney shenanigans are my only explanation for that because
Okay. Before you
yeah,
continue, keep
okay,
that thought in your head.
I will.
Since you brought up Disney, I want to talk about this. I
Okay.
want to like, how did she get away with creating an explicit album with so many cuss words while being under contract for Disney?
Well,
How did she do that?
times have changed since Miley Cyrus tried it, and the soccer moms are not as powerful now. I guess that the suburb. You know the type. The
Yeah.
suburb. I guess they just. Well, number one, it made a lot of money. Like even Driver's License compared to like whatever Miley would have released, it
Yeah.
did very well. So
Driver's License was very,
yeah.
very commercially successful.
So they were probably a little bit more like, well, okay, we'll see. You can, you can do what you want to do because you're making
Yeah,
us a
but
lot
like,
of money.
she probably already had like half the album done though when she
You
released the
think?
song. Because like I know a lot about like the song making process. I don't know about it
Mm-hmm.
professionally, but like I know like how I do it. And so she probably had like most of the album done by the time she released it.
No, you can change things if she
Oh well, yeah, because
wanted
she did
to.
have clean versions. Because all of her clean versions, she had like completely rewrites. She doesn't just bleep. So maybe she wrote both
Maybe.
and then talked to them about driver's license success with using the curse word, and then that's how she got it.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I think it's so interesting to talk about the fact that Disney let one of their like big stars.
Yeah. But like, was she as famous
Well,
before as
Disney
like,
always likes to latch on to a woman.
yeah,
They like to latch on to one woman and carry her for decades.
yeah.
And well, not decades, but like years.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did it first with who was it first? They did it first with both Miley and Selena.
I feel like there were people. Is that so
Oh
Raven
no.
a Disney show?
Well, yeah, That's So Raven was a Disney
Raven
show, but I don't think there
somehow?
was anything else other than Raven. That's So Raven.
Okay.
I'm talking about from when we were younger. They like latched on to Miley and Selena.
They certainly Miley
Then they
Cyrus.
they latched on to they latched on to Sabrina for a minute.
Yeah.
They let her go, and then I don't mean to be shady, but like they literally did. They like just kind of like forgot, but like then they latched on to Dove Cameron, like and they like took her full swing, like TV show, 4 movies.
4.
Yeah, like she like did 3 Descendants. There's probably a 4th one. I bet you anything. There was a 4th one.
Descendant? Oh, was?
No, like a 4th like movie that she was in. Like it's Disney Channel. What do you expect?
Okay. I don't watch this.
But then they found Olivia and they took her through Bizarre Bark and High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Yeah.
So like yeah, like they like to latch on.
Yeah. I think a lot of it, though, is that times have changed and people are less pearl clutchy than they were
I
back.
want to live in a society where the radio lets the artist say whatever they want.
I can't imagine that'll happen anytime soon.
I want to be alive in a world where they let them do that.
I mean, like, the FCC would not allow that.
I want to be in a world where they let the artist use the words they want to use on the radio.
I don't think it'll happen anytime soon, unfortunately, because the censored versions of some songs sound really bad, in my opinion.
No, I know.
I listened
I know
to
exactly which
Montero
song you're talking about. I knew
on
you were
the
about to bring this
radio.
up.
Yeah, yuck, yuck. I didn't like that at all. Okay, we gotta get back
Okay.
on topic.
I wanted to say about driver's license.
Put a smile on your face while I'm right. What is that? What is that? I'm sorry, Michael.
I agree with you about driver's license. I think arguably driver's license is the worst song on the album.
Okay.
However, my ranking did not reflect that
Oh, it didn't?
in my original one. We'll discuss that when I get to my ranking.
Yeah.
But it didn't reflect that originally, but I think arguably it's the worst song on the album.
Well, I don't agree with that.
But I don't think that that says much because I don't think there are any bad or mediocre songs on the entire album.
I think
You
there's
might
some
completely disagree with me,
well,
but yeah.
depends on what you consider to be mediocre. I like Driver's License
Oh,
now.
also,
Yeah.
Queen of Bridges.
Oh, yeah.
Queen. Queen of Bridges.
Bridges are always my least favorite part of a song, so
Okay, but
I don't care.
she knocks her bridges out of the park.
I will take your word for it. If you're a connoisseur of bridges, I'll trust that you wouldn't lie to me about that. Now, Driver's License. As I said, I didn't care for it at first. I thought it was overrated. Then I listened to it again, I think sometime after Good For You came out, and I liked it a lot
Maybe
more.
you liked it in the storyline.
I don't know, because I don't pay that close of attention to the storylines of
You might have done it subconsciously.
there's a good chance of that. But I do like it more than I did now. I think I really actually, I was just talking about how I don't pay attention to bridges, but I like the bridge, and I like
Like I said,
the,
Queen
yeah,
of Bridges.
I
She
like
knocks hers out of the park.
when she says, "Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me." I really love the melody
The bridge
of
actually
that part.
starts on when she says red lights, stop
Right,
signs.
yeah, I know.
That's when it starts.
That's the best part of it. The bridge, in my opinion.
You understand? You understand what I'm saying now? She knocks her bridges out of the park.
On that one
A lot of
song, I
bridges get
guess.
lost because they're like so different than the normal song, but she takes her bridges and she runs with it. And I don't understand how.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people like bridges. I'm not really one of them, but I do like the bridge to Driver's License.
We are rambling on, and I don't think we rambled on solely about driver's license in this segment, but I think we should move on to the next song.
Okay, one step forward, three steps back. I think this is a cute song.
Okay, you should talk.
I don't like that it starts with the beginning of New Year's Day by Taylor Swift. We'll talk about that when I get to my ranking. But I do like this song. I think it's cute.
I quite enjoy this song. I don't think this song gets enough credit. However, I do not think it's one of the best on the album.
Okay.
There's not much to say about it unless you wanted to dissect it storyline-wise, like
No,
of
we
her
don't have
story.
to.
But I don't think we have to do that. Although I think it shows growth, though, in her attitude.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think because she's recognizing a problem. She's recognizing a situation, not a problem.
That's true.
So she's recognizing what is going on instead of claiming there's a problem. You get it? Because there's a bit of a difference between traitor and one step forward, three steps back.
I still wish she would take a little bit of responsibility for herself in that song. But we'll discuss that when we get to another
Well,
song.
we also don't know. We don't know what their situation was like.
That's true. That's true.
We don't know how he acted. We don't know what was going on in there. And so, as far as we know, it could, in theory, been like an abusive situation mentally.
I suppose so.
I mean, it's not out of the park.
It's not.
People our age are capable of that, as we know. Not getting into that.
Okay. that would be a whole. We don't want to get into that right now. But
We would be canceled on our first episode.
Well, I maybe eventually you can talk about.
No.
I don't know.
I don't think that that's ever something that should be talked about publicly.
Okay. All right. Anyways, one step forward, three steps back. Yeah. Deja Vu is next.
Okay. I'm going to talk about Deja Vu first because I think you might have a lot more to say about it than I do.
Okay.
Because I did not write that many notes for Deja Vu. I think lyrics are great. I love the lyrics in the song. I think that it's quite interesting, just stating things, because she states things in a story-like way that makes it still sound her way of writing, where she's very literal and not symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
But also she doesn't, explain. She doesn't explain much in the beginning about what they mean, but she still writes it literally, and I think it's so interesting way that she writes. I love the way that she writes. Now, I also think production on Deja Vu was quite interesting.
I like the
I
production
quite
on
liked
Deja
it.
Vu.
I think I quite enjoyed the production on Deja Vu. I think we should also note, you'll probably note it, but commercial success of the song was
Yep.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Much like Driver's License.
I think honestly at this point it seems to have had much more longevity than Driver's License.
Oh yeah,
Quite
definitely.
rightly, in my opinion. I think this is a much better song. I
But it showed that she was not to be forgotten.
yeah.
Because she came in, and every time she came in, she was slamming out hits.
Uh-huh. That's true. I didn't really care for her at first because I thought Driver's License was so overrated. But then she wrote this song and she released this song and I saw what everyone else was seeing. I really do like this
I
song.
saw you talked to me about this a few months ago,
Oh,
and we were talking about it, and you were angry.
was I?
Yeah, because you were mad that no one was giving credit to this song.
Oh, yeah.
You were livid.
Yeah, I
And I was
was.
like, oh my God, Jordan, calm down. Of course, I had no clue what you were talking about because I didn't listen to it. But you were going on, you were going in. You were like, how could no one listen to this song but listen to Driver's License so much?
And I have been vindicated, as I usually am. Yes, yes, I have. It's gotten what it deserves, and I'm very glad, along with another song that you can probably guess. I love this song. It reminds me of a Lorde song a lot.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
doesn't it?
Yes.
It,
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, because that's exactly how Lorde writes.
I think it's
On
extremely Lorde.
in Solar Power, the song, when she goes, aquamarine,
Yeah.
like that. And and I think it's in the Louvre. I think she does it in the Louvre too.
And even sonically, I think it sounds like something that she could have put on Melodrama, perhaps.
Wow, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
No wonder
So,
you liked it so much because you like Lorde.
Uh-huh, I do like Lorde. Now, okay, we're on... Oh, wow, speaking of... Good
for you. I guess we're on the next song.
We sure are. This is another song that got what it deserves.
Yes. Okay. Do you want to talk first? Do you want me to talk
You
first?
can talk first.
Okay. I think it might be a hot take because I know how much you love Deja Vu. But I think this is her most catchy single.
Oh, catchy? Yeah,
And
I agree.
It's my favorite of the three singles.
It's the most catchy for sure.
I do want to mention, I physically am unable to listen to this song without singing along.
A lot of people are that way. I like to, nod my head and
Once again, Queen of Bridges.
Is that when I don't remember when she says like a damn sociopath? No.
When she says, maybe I'm just emotional.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'm
I
too
remember.
emotional.
Okay.
Or maybe you never cared at all.
I'm just not a bridge person.
Okay, but she knocks hers out of the park. I'm sorry, but she does.
That one doesn't do it for me the way that a Driver's License does. That one is like an average bridge to me.
Okay, but at the end, you can't deny the ending. When she ends the bridge, and she's like, maybe you never cared at all, and she starts screaming all, and then brings it right into good for you.
That is good. I
Yeah,
like
I
scream.
love her bridges.
I like the transition from the end of the bridge to the chorus. That's true. And I love when she says like a damn sociopath.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why. I think that might
I get
be...
so mad on the radio.
Okay,
They let her
so
say
do
that. They let her say that, but at the
as they
beginning,
should.
when she goes, "What the fuck is up with that?"
Well, that's...
I get
more
so mad because have you ever heard the
explicit.
radio one?
No.
On the
Yeah,
radio, they make her
probably.
say, "What the what is with that?" Or like, "What is with that?"
Okay.
Like that's what she says, and I'm like, "What? What do you mean? No, it's what the fuck is up with that?"
Well, you can't say fuck on the radio.
I know, but it makes me mad.
Anyway, like a damn sociopath, I think is my favorite lyric of this album. Just the way she sings it, very cutting. Do you have anything else to say about Good For You?
No, I don't. I think "Good for You" says everything we could say about it itself.
Yeah, go listen to it if you haven't
Yeah.
already.
If you haven't listened to this album, what are you doing?
Yeah, really.
Like, why are you here listening if you have not listened to this album?
Well,
I mean, you
people
can
like
finish
to
this.
know.
You can finish our
Yeah,
review.
that is-
Please,
yeah.
please don't take our streams away. I will cry.
But
Don't make me live out of a dumpster.
go listen to this song
But yeah,
especially.
yeah, listen to the
because
song and definitely give Olivia some more streams. She deserves it.
It'll be very. Well, she has enough streams.
Yeah, but she deserves every one of them.
Well, maybe so, but she's doing very well.
Don't mess with me. I'll
Anyways,
stick the barbs on you.
no, I don't need that. I love Nikki. She's so good. Much
Don't mess
better
with me in
than
the barbs.
that other woman, the trashy woman from the Bronx that we don't need to name. I love Nikki.
Let's not make this about Nikki.
She's my queen. I just,
Let's not make this about
I don't.
Nikki.
You mention their name. I don't want. Oof. It's better to be safe than sorry. Enough for you. I keep throwing my phone.
You
I'm
really
sure
do.
my
You really
microphone
like. You
is
pick it up so
getting that.
sassily, and then you like fling it across the room.
Yeah. It's okay.
Okay. Hot take about Enough for You. I don't know how you feel about Enough for You, but I think
You see how
I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's a good song, but I lose it. I think it gets lost very easily. It's one of the only two on the album, which I'll discuss. But it's one of the only two on the album that I think actually gets lost. Because when I try to remember the track list, this is one of the songs that it's hard for me to remember.
I absolutely agree with you, Michael. I don't care for this song really. Yeah. I don't care for this song. I
But
don't.
I think that her emotional tie to it is quite important. Because she says it's like I think she said it. She said that it's like her first song she wrote for the album.
I think that this song is just Traitor, but worse.
No.
I think it's a worse version of Traitor. I don't know why.
No. I think the sentiments are two different topics. I think she's at two different points in the story, and I think it's a very needed song for her story. But I also think that it gets lost. But I do think that it's important to discuss how extremely personal this song is to her.
Is
Because she discusses how much she loves the song.
well, I'm glad someone loves it. But for me at this point I'm
Well, this point in the
tired.
album is always hard.
Well, she does a good job in a minute.
Yeah, but this point in the album is always a hard one to get through.
I
Especially because her album's so
suppose.
short.
That's true. It is short.
So this part, hot take, we'll discuss it later, but this part is probably where you line up with Overheated on Happier Than Ever.
We will discuss that later because I like Overheated.
Oh, I never said I don't like the song.
Oh.
But I think that's the point in the album where it's hard to get through it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. The middle end is generally the most. It's kind of a slog usually. And you continue
Leave my notifications
to go
alone.
Discord.
I don't know. I don't understand. I'm sorry.
You're
I'm
in
sorry
a
to the
Halsey
audience.
stan.
I'm sorry. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that on the Halsey album.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Okay. Well, that's enough for you. It's fine.
That
It's
literally
not-
is enough. That's
it's,
enough.
It's enough for me.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Happier.
Happier. You first.
I think that this song perfectly captures the album title, the emotion of the album title. I think this is the song that captures the album title's emotion perfectly.
I suppose so.
I also think it shows progression, and I think this is the first time where it hits that she's coping and moving on in the story.
Really? Because
Instead of like letting her emotions run wild, I think this is the first song where she actually is coping and moving on from the story and moving on from the heartbreak and the pain.
I don't know. It might be because again, I'm not a huge lyrical person, but in my notes, I wrote, I like the music of this, so like the melody and production, but I'm tired. At this point in the album, I'm tired of the breakup relationship songs.
Well, that's what the whole album's about. That's the story of it.
I know.
That's why I didn't want to listen to it at first,
I
because that's what I thought
know.
it was all about.
But she's done it better, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think that each song's about a different topic.
Yeah.
It's about a
yeah.
different emotion.
But
That's
there's
what
still-
makes the story so good. Is she's not discussing the story over and over. She's discussing her emotional journey through it.
That's true, but I still feel like I personally need a little bit more variation. Maybe if I listened to this song, or if this song had come earlier in the album, I would like it more. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it's just not. That just doesn't make sense for the song placement, though. Because
For it,
story-wise.
well, that's true. That's true. I don't have to like this song. I don't dislike any song on this album.
But I already talked about the whole idea of the song in the beginning of this podcast.
The idea
Because
of
this is the one where she has the self-awareness of Sabrina.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this song. I love that part of the song. Because I love that how it made me realize that I was also playing into the stereotype of blaming the woman.
I like the way this song sounds. Like sonically, I think it's a very nice song. I just don't. I'm tired of her relationship. Uh, Next song is.
You want to move on to Jealousy, Jealousy?
Oh yes,
I know how
do.
much you love Jealousy,
I
Jealousy.
do. I love Jealousy, Jealousy. I love the way she says it. Olivia Rodrigo is very good, I think, at
Pronunciation.
well,
Pronunciation.
enunciation, but also just saying certain lines in a way that you really feel. She does it.
She's good at conveying her emotion.
Yes, she is. The way she says jealousy, jealousy, and she says it like differently in this song too, but every single time, it's exactly what you want to hear. Like she does exactly what she thinks she's doing, which is kind of rare, honestly. She does exactly what she needs to do, and I love it. I love the way this song builds up to the chorus. I really do love this song. The meaning I like. Okay. This is a song about her relationship, sort of. It's about, I guess, about Sabrina Carpenter, partially.
So at first I thought this was directly about the relationship. I think it might be an outtake.
What do you think?
Hear me out.
Okay.
So I think that this might be she's single now, and she's noticing everyone around her who's not.
It's not single?
Yeah. She's noticing everyone else be happy
Yeah.
while she's heartbroken. I think this is an outtake from the story. Now, hear me out with this.
Okay.
The reason I think this is brutal isn't about the story at all.
Yeah.
And except for the part where she says, I don't know how to begin. Or I don't know how to start this story. But what does Brutal and Jealousy Jealousy have in common? The punk rock vibe.
To an extent. Jealousy, jealousy.
I think Jealousy Jealousy very much leans to that rock thing that I talked about with Brutal.
I think it's really tame.
But it leans into it.
A little bit. Yeah.
But
it
like
does.
that connection isn't shared with a lot of the songs in the album. Like you could argue that Good For You does it, but I don't think Good For You does it. I think Good For You is just a dance song with a sad lyrics.
Hold on. Are you saying? Do you mean like connects to Brutal lyrically or sonically?
Sonically with the rock thing.
Look.
Like I'm not talking about Good For You. I'm talking about Jealousy Jealousy.
We'll come back to that. Are you saying that you don't think Good For You is like rock influenced?
I don't think that it's the same genre type that Brutal and Jealousy Jealousy lean into.
I disagree with that. I think that Brutal and Good For You are much more similar than Jealousy Jealousy.
But because I think that Jealousy Jealousy, that connection to Brutal, it might be that connection of the more rocky vibe is because it's not about Joshua.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, we could also disagree on that. But
I do disagree about.
I do think this is a great lift from the slow songs after Good For You.
I agree with that very strongly.
Because after Traitor and after like Traitor, Driver's License, One Step Forward, Three Steps Back, and then Deja Vu, you get Good For You. And of course, at the beginning of it, we're okay with the sadness because that's where we are. And then after Good For You, we go into two sad songs. And I think that having Jealousy Jealousy here perfectly just breaks it up and makes you like get rejuvenated.
Yeah, it was needed, in my opinion. I think this album falls off towards the end, with the exception of Jealousy, Jealousy, and maybe Hope You're Okay. But yeah.
But
She
I do really
needed
like,
it.
I really like when she leans to this punk rock vibe. I like it a lot.
Me too. I think it suits her
Although
well.
I do think she is a master of the ballad.
I agree with that too. I think she's honestly better vocally on the slower songs, but you don't have to have perfect vocals. That's okay. To have a really good song, and I think that production-wise, her faster and more rock songs are a little bit better. And I think that Driver's License is maybe a good mix between the two. Anyways, favorite crime. Yeah, favorite crime is next. I'm interested
Okay,
to see.
let me get my notes.
Actually,
I had
I'm
to take a
not
sip of
interested.
water. This has been a long
Okay.
podcast.
I'm just gonna say I'm not interested in this song at all. I have nothing to say
I
about
love the
favorite
lyrics.
crime. Okay.
I think it's the biggest I think it's the biggest fuck you to Joshua.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
think about it.
I barely remember how it goes.
Oh my
To be
god.
complete, yeah, I'm underprepared. Some of the songs on here just could not capture my attention the way
She,
the rest did.
sh know that I loved you so bad I let you treat me like that. I was your willing accomplice, honey, and I watched as you fled the scene, doe-eyed as you buried me.
Okay.
But then her self-awareness peaks in the song. Because the next line is, one heart broke, four hands bloody. She's talking about her hands and his.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the things I did just so I could call you mine. She's taking her own accountability for perpetuating the behavior.
And I'm glad.
But then she turns around and she's like, the things you did, well, I hope I was your favorite crime. She's not letting him get away with anything. I think this is the biggest fuck you to the ex.
Perhaps so. And, for you lyrical people out there, you might find more to like about it than me. I don't dislike it, but I find it to be entirely forgettable.
I think it's a great way to end the storyline of the ex.
It's very bitter, I think.
Yeah, but like it was growth. I think it shows
Yes.
growth. I don't think it shows bitterness.
I would have
I
liked...
think it shows what everyone feels when a close relationship, whether it be a friendship or an actual relationship, ends. And then you've grown up. I feel like it shows it perfectly.
Perhaps so, but if it were up to me, I would switch Happier and Favorite Crime. I think Happier is a little bit
No.
better.
I think Happier is too bitter.
You think?
Yeah.
And you think
And
this
too
is-
self-deprecating.
Well,
Because she's talking about her own faults in that song.
that's true.
I think this is a great place for her to end because she's accepted her own faults and now she's admitting hers, but not at all letting him get away with his.
I guess. Maybe for me it might be better if there was another song about their relationship that was less emotional.
Go listen to All I Ask.
Why? I don't even know who. or
Never
what that
mind.
is.
I don't think you said less emotional after I was planning to say that.
Okay.
All I Ask is a song that she did with High School Musical, the musical, the series,
Oh yes.
which was never actually released on the show.
Oh.
And Disney actually pushed it as like one of their singles that they played on like the channel.
I feel like I might have seen that on her Spotify.
So
page.
All I Ask, she wrote it thinking about the characters in the show, and it
Uh-huh.
sounds like it fits this perfectly.
Well, maybe it would have. I've never listened to it. Maybe I would prefer it if it were here in place of Favorite Crime. I just think I think Favorite Crime is more bitter than Happier, but also more forgettable, at least to me. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I've unless you want me to rehash the fact that I love the fact that she has personal growth in this song.
No, we've discussed that. Okay, Hope You're Okay is the last song.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
I want to talk about Hope You're Okay.
Okay.
I want to talk about Hope You're Okay because I'm so glad she ended the album not about the ex.
Me too.
Because ending the album without it being about the ex symbolically shows that it's her voice. She owns her voice. And that he isn't everything.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful sentiment to end with because it's showing that like she has the power and like she's moved on and she's gonna tell her story, not yours.
I mean, but it's not even her story. It's mostly about other people that she's known through the years.
But that's her story. It's her story about her emotions losing those people.
Okay, yeah.
It's a song for her and solely for her.
That's true. I do like this song for the reasons you mentioned it not being about her ex.
And this song, oh my god, this song made me bawl. I was full on ugly crying to this song.
It is, I think...
And like scream singing the lyrics.
It's kind of a sad song.
Like this song hit me so hard. Like harder than any other song on the entire album.
I told you, listen to this song when you were in your I don't want to listen to a song about her relationship phase, and you were like, no. I thought you told me that you did listen to it, and you didn't.
I don't know.
Well,
but can we also discuss the fact that
now.
Both of the songs that are like my favorites aren't about the ex?
Well, that is interesting, actually. I can understand it.
But this song, literally, the topic, it hits so close to home for me.
I'll take your word.
I've been so close to so many people that have like moved so far away that I don't talk to anymore.
Yeah.
That like it hits so hard, and especially like the time that we're in right now, because we're in the time when everyone's going to college and like moving away.
I know.
And like, it's such a like right now song.
I think looking on people from your past, like this song does, is a little bit different from looking to people going to the future, like people going to college.
You can already like tell that there's a difference now with the people that have left already.
That's true.
But like that's not who I was thinking about when I was like crying.
Oh, okay.
But the feeling of when you're so close to someone for so long and they leave and you like don't talk to them again for years.
Yeah.
That feeling, she captured it beautifully on this track.
I agree.
And I do want to touch one more time, and I'll let you have the floor.
Okay.
I want to touch on her lyrics one time in this song.
Okay.
Because lyrically, she changed. She grew. Because in this song, she, in her lyrics, instead of being like 100% literal, like she has been on every other track on the entire album, this one song, she used symbolism. Yeah. And I think that's so interesting.
I actually finally wholeheartedly agree with you about her having grown here. I think this is a very good song, not just because, like, lyrically, and because of the meaning of it not being about her ex, and, like, not just because it's not about her relationship, but just, it's not really something... Writing a song about people that you have known over the years is something that I think a lot of people can relate to, but it's not something that is often, I don't know many songs with that theme, but...
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I
Especially
really
in the pop world.
I really liked how it was unique in that aspect. I wish there were more pop songs that were about... I wish that the meanings of pop songs were a little bit more varied like
You know what
this.
I think?
What?
I think there should be more music and more media attention to the balance of a toxic friendship.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
No, I mean, dead serious. Like, it's always about a toxic relationship or, like, a bad relationship that, like, for people who are like writing about their friendships,
Mm-hmm.
when they write about it, it's like the exact same feeling.
Yeah.
But if someone else reads it, they think that they were in a relationship
That's true.
when they weren't. It's a friendship, but like they can be just as much, if not more, emotionally draining and like heartbreaking and like traumatic.
And I think honestly more people have experienced that than a relationship that ends this way. Maybe. I could be wrong, but the thing is, a lot of people who are in toxic friendships, I don't think really realize it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no one really notices
well, people notice, but
till it's
the
too late.
person in the friendship doesn't always notice.
Yeah, it's quite hard because like usually when you're in a relationship, it's your friends that help you notice if it's toxic.
Yeah.
And if you're in a toxic relationship with your best friend,
Mm-hmm.
then it's really hard to notice that it's being toxic.
Mm-hmm. And your friends might stop associating with you to the level that they did in the past. So yeah, I agree. I think I like this song, and
I
you
do.
like this song. Okay.
Okay, ranking
now
time.
I'm excited. Okay. My last is Enough for You. You might, yeah.
I thought we would have the same song in our last place.
No.
I put driver's license last.
I know you're in for a big storm. I don't.
I put driver's license last because I truly think it's the worst song on the album. Even though I love all the songs on the album, I think it's the worst song.
I don't. I think I honestly
Why did
don't
you put Enough
know,
for You last?
because I found it to be entirely forgettable. As is what basically my whole bottom three. They're just forgettable to me.
Well, I think of Enough for You a little bit better than you do, and the reason for that is because I really like I connect that song to like my own toxic friendship instead of it being a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she says, I'll find someone who thinks, she's like, says something along the lines of like, I find someone who thinks I'm everything.
Uh-huh.
I think about Catherine. So I like that song a lot because it makes me think about Catherine.
Well, that's sweet, actually.
So that's why I like that song so much, because it makes me think about Catherine.
You should have her on as a guest.
Oh yeah, totally. I was going to talk to you about that after this.
She'd be extremely entertaining. Okay. Well, what was your last?
I told you, driver's license.
You're right. I'm sorry.
You're fine. And now this is what I want to talk about with driver's license. When I did my original ranking, I was trying to do it as objectively as I could.
Yes.
So I put driver's license above Hope You're Okay because I thought objectively driver's license is probably better.
I don't know.
And I was like, maybe I'm letting my emotional connection to this song get in the way a little bit too much
Yeah.
for me giving it an accurate ranking.
Well.
And then I was like, you know what? It's my ranking. So on my real ranking, I bumped it up a lot more.
Yeah. Okay, second to last. For me, it's Favorite Crime. Again, see
Travesty.
Enough for You.
What a travesty.
Forgettable.
I love the lyric. I love the way she sings, the delivery on Favorite Crime.
She is, yeah, but
On
that
10.
can't take you all the way.
On 10. Number 10, I put one step forward, three steps back.
I'm
Because I
okay.
like it. I really do like it. But my opinion of it is I don't think there's enough things in that song that can save it. I think it's good. I do. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
But I don't think the vocal delivery, the lyrics, or the melody, or the like any commercial or objective opinion could save it from any of the other songs that are in my middle categories.
I love her vocals in this. I think they're very, I would even say comforting. I like the way she sounds, and I really love the melody of that song.
I just don't think that it can compare to. I don't even think it compared to Enough for You. I think Enough for You's vocals beat it out of like knock it out of the park. Leave him in there.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, I think that I feel the same way about my bottom three as you feel about one step forward, three steps back. Now, you want to go to number 9?
Number 9.
Okay. For me, number 9 is Happier.
I put Happier at number 9.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we agree on that. Again,
I put Happier at number 9 because I thought I love it, but I don't think it can compare to the other ones I put above it.
Uh-huh.
However, I think on mine, my top 4 is all that really matters to me. Like everything else on it, I'm kind of just like I tried to put it in best for myself. Because like I didn't know really how to rank them because they were all kind of like eh and iffy.
Yeah, that's how I feel about my bottom 4. They could probably change. But I put Happier there for me just because
Okay.
I like the way it sounds musically. Like I like the melody, but I'm tired of the relationship.
I think the reason I put it so low just because of the fact that I forgot it. Yeah. No, not that I forgot it while I was ranking.
Oh, you
but
forgot
because I
how it
forgot it when I
goes?
was trying to remember the track list of the album.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if I forgot that song, it has no business being above number like 7.
Perhaps, but I mean, you know, if you forget it and then you listen to it and
Well,
you're
yeah,
like,
that's why I did an
wow.
original ranking
Okay.
and an updated ranking.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I probably should have. Hope you're ooh, well,
You
actually,
put
no.
at
No,
number
I
8.
didn't. I didn't. I misread and I didn't even say the number.
Oh.
Okay. Number 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Traitor.
Oh, wow. Well, actually, that's kind of like, that's interesting.
Is it?
Yeah. I think we only have one. Wait, you haven't said driver's license yet, have you?
No. I told you
Okay.
you were gonna be in for
At number 8, I put Enough for You.
Is that what I've already
You already said it.
discussed- Yeah.
See, so here's my reasoning for my bottom 4.
Uh-huh.
Enough for You and Happier were the only 2 songs that I like forgot. So I recognize I liked them. I thought they were really good, but because I forgot them, I was like, no, they can't be too high. But I didn't think Driver's License or One Step Forward, Three Steps Back were better. And that's why they're on the bottom. And that's why Happier and Enough for You go right after. Was because I was like, I don't think that Driver's License or One Step Forward, Three Steps Back can beat those 2.
I do not like that you put Enough for You over
If
Driver's License.
if I could, if they made it forward, it would only be I would only change it to Happier at 11, Enough for You at 10, Driver's License at 9, and then One Step Forward, Three Steps Back at 8.
Yeah.
They would not leave those bottom 4 slots.
Well, that would be a little better for me, but it's your opinion, even if it's wrong.
The same could be said for you.
Well, you know, we'll see. I feel like
We will
most
see.
people would
Although I
agree
do
that
think it's funny.
Drivers-
I want to say the next one.
Okay.
I do think it's funny because number 7 for me is Traitor.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not that far off from you.
Yeah, I didn't discuss Trader. You like Trader, don't you?
Yeah,
I like it too.
But I put it above those bottom 4. But it was my okay. Hot take: these next 3, the way that I ordered them was I like them. I thought they were better than the bottom 4, but based on the objective opinion of them is how I placed them.
I was not objective at all in my rankings. This is entirely my opinion personally. But and you so we were objective, as you say. Put Driver's License.
Yeah, because I think it's the worst song.
Okay.
I think objectively, you can't argue with the fact that I think Driver's License is not the best song on the album. I don't think
It's not the best.
I don't think it's better than any of the other songs on the album.
Okay.
I think it just so happened that it was the first taste that people got of Olivia Rodrigo's music, and it's so good that people took it.
Perhaps so. I do agree that it overrated song.
Yeah.
We both agree with that. But we didn't have to do it that way either.
Well, but it's the same thing I say about, this is going to be a hot take, I hope this doesn't get me in trouble.
I'm sure you'll be okay.
It's the same thing I say about Lana Del Rey's albums.
Oh?
Like, you asked me to rank
yeah, I did.
her like 5 albums, and I explained to you that even if it was on the bottom, it didn't mean that it was bad because I thought all of the albums were exquisite.
And we agreed that Ultraviolence is last, didn't we? Good.
So, like, just like for this album, just because it's on the bottom doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that I don't think it's better than the other ones.
Yeah, okay. Now, we come to number 7.
I did number 7. I said Traitor. You didn't say what yours was.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. For me, it's Hope You're Okay.
Okay.
And
I'd like to know how you rationalize driver's license and one step forward, three steps back being over Hope You're Okay, but okay.
because I like one step forward, three steps back. I really love the melody. And Driver's License is just a good song, in my opinion. It's very, like, I don't know how to explain it. I have to get better at providing evidence for my opinions, but yeah.
Maybe on the next album.
Well, it's probably going to take more than one, especially because I don't have that strong of opinions about the songs on the next album. But
Well, we also don't know which album we're going to do next. We know which one we're going to record next, but we don't know which one we're going to do.
that's true.
We're going to put out.
That's true. Well, good. What are we? Oh, Hope You're Okay. Is that what I'm
That's
on?
what you said for 7.
Yeah.
Next.
Number 6. This is. Hold on. I'll take your word for it. One step forward, three steps back. I'm sure you're glad.
Okay, at
But
number
it's-
6, I put Favorite Crime.
Okay. I'll allow that. We don't have anything else to say about
No.
that, do we? Okay.
I don't have any like actual real opinions except for 11 and then the top 4.
Okay. Well, you might become upset at me then.
You're going to put Brutal at 5, aren't you?
Aren't I? Yes, I am, actually.
At number 5, I put Deja Vu.
Okay. Well then. That's good. At least, tit for tat.
Because like I said, I think that oh, that's the original. Okay. I think that Deja Vu, Favorite Crime, and Traitor are a lot better than the bottom 4 I said.
And you're absolutely right.
But
with
then
an
objectively,
exception.
I think Deja Vu is better than both Favorite Crime and Traitor. And objectively, I think Favorite Crime is better than Traitor. That's how I did it.
That was so difficult for me to follow. But I will nod and I
Objectively,
will say
I
yes.
think Favorite Crime is better than Traitor, and Deja Vu is better than both of them. And that's how I ranked them.
Well, you were right on one count. Brutal, I put Brutal there just because it's very loud and coarse sounding, but not in a great way for me.
Did you mean chorus or course?
Coarse.
Okay, because you said chorus.
Yeah, I did. I was kind of distracted by your cat.
That's fine. That's
Not
why I didn't want to let him
really.
out here.
Anyway, I think it's just a little. It's very brash, but brash can be fun sometimes. It is fun. I like.
God, it's brutal in here.
Yeah, it's actually very hot in this room.
Well, we can't turn the air conditioner on because it will
I'm aware.
make it loud.
I'm aware.
But yeah, God, it's brutal in here. About these rankings. These rankings are brutal.
Well.
Okay, number 4.
4.
What'd you put at number 4?
That is 4. I put driver's license.
I put Hope You're Okay.
I'll allow it. I don't
think
mind that.
okay. I strongly feel Hope You're Okay is better than all the other songs I mentioned.
Better than Deja Vu. Oh, I can see that for you.
Because like originally I was gonna put it lower, but then I was like, you know what? I'll let a little bit of my personal opinion in, and that's that I think Hope You're Okay is better. Because I let it in because of the fact that I had such an emotional, raw connection to it and raw feeling about it that I was like, it deserves number 4. It deserves it.
Well, I can see it being better than all of the ones you listed. For me, personally, it's not, but I understand it, at least, which is more than I can say for some other choices you made. Number 3. Are we ready to move to number
I think
3?
we're ready.
Okay. Number 3 for me is Jealousy, Jealousy.
Number 3 for me is Jealousy, Jealousy.
Okay, well, we actually agreed.
Yeah, we did.
This is a fun song, obviously. We
Yeah,
talked
I think it
about
was a great song, but the top 2, I put it top 2 for a reason.
It's not top 2.
No, the top 2 I put at
Oh,
top
that
2 for
you
a
put.
reason, which is why Jealousy, Jealousy was number 3.
Okay.
I almost put it at number 2, but then I was like, no, this song deserves 2.
Number 2. Number 2 for me is Good For You.
Number 2 for me is Good For You.
Okay. Well, then we...
Because that was what I was trying to figure out, okay, I really like Jealousy, Jealousy, and I think it should be top 2. And then I was like, Good For You deserves top 2 also. And then I was like, objectively, which one's better? And I was like, Good For You is better than Jealousy, Jealousy objectively.
It was a hard decision for me too.
So I was like, okay, so Good For You deserves 2, and Jealousy, Jealousy deserves 3. What did you put for number 1?
Well, you'll see. But at first, the first time I listened to this album, I probably would have put Jealousy, Jealousy at number 2, actually. But I do like Good For You. My rankings have changed.
I don't even know what song you didn't mention.
I don't know which song you did. Oh, yeah, I do. But only because I know that you like this song. Okay, number 1. Michael, you go first
Okay,
for number 1.
number 1, I put Brutal.
Yes.
Because I love Brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what song you put at number 1.
Yeah, you do.
No, I put Brutal because I think it's such a good song. And, like, I praised it in the beginning because I think it's such a good song. And that's why I put it there.
It's a good song. That it is.
From day one when listening to the album, that's the song that I caught so much. Because the first time I listened to the album, that's the only song that, like, was stuck in my head.
Yeah, I don't think that you can really debate. The top, what was your top? I think our top 4 you cannot debate about being good songs. You put Hope You're Okay in top 4?
I put Hope You're Okay at number 4.
That one you maybe could debate, but the others, yeah. For me, it's Deja Vu. I love that song,
Yes,
as I said.
I know you do. You're also a massive Lord fan, and you compared it to Lord.
I'm not a bigger Lord
but you
fan
loved
than you.
Lord.
I will say, well, maybe we'll discuss her more at length in the future, and I can talk.
I do want to
about
discuss
her.
Solar Power.
We will do that.
Because I have so many theories for that album.
I think that's been planned already.
I think so.
Yeah, I like Deja Vu. It sounds like a Lorde song, and it's fun, and it sounds unique compared, like, within the album
Yeah,
and
it
within pop
does.
music in general. I really like that song. Okay.
I know, she screams.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Is there anything else we want to discuss?
No, I think that's it. I'm excited for our next one that we're going to record,
Yeah.
where we're talking about If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power
Uh-huh.
by Halsey. I'm excited for that one. That's not the second one we're releasing. I don't know what we're going to release second.
Why isn't it the second one we're releasing?
Because you wanted to do something different than the Pop Girls.
No, well, I don't mind if we
We could
do
release Halsey
2.
second.
I was thinking we would do her second.
Okay, well then I would love that.
And then someone else in between her and the other 2 that
Okay.
we have.
Yeah, I'm so excited I'm so excited for the next one, which is If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power then.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited for that one. I think it's going to be such a good conversation. And I bet you everyone that is in the Stan Discord account is going to love that one too.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Stans are crazy.
But they're all so sweet.
Until you insult
No. The ones that were on the live stream that we'll discuss in the next one, they were actually really kind.
Well, we will see. Let's stick in that Discord for a couple more days, and hopefully they will continue to be kind.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. If y'all have, I just really showed where we're from.
Did you?
Yeah, I said y'all.
Well, that's a large part of the country.
If all the listeners have any ideas, or any of the listeners have any ideas on what albums
I'm so sorry.
we should discuss next, just leave a comment below. I don't even know how you leave a comment below.
I don't.
If it's
well,
on YouTube, leave a comment.
Yeah. Please be nice.
We should link our Twitter.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we should.
Yeah.
You
We
have
should
all
tell our
of that
Twitter. So
information.
basically, on all social media, we are. Let me pull it up real quick. Sorry, just made it. It's new. Okay, so on all Twitter, we are. No, not on all Twitter. On all of the internet, we are JMWMR Podcast. So on Instagram, it's jm.wmr.podcast. On Twitter, it's WMR_JM_podcast.
If this is on YouTube, hopefully you can put a link to that somewhere as well.
Yeah, if this is on YouTube, I'll put links in the description.
Yes.
Also, on YouTube, our name should probably be roughly the same.
Have we not made an account yet?
No, I haven't made a YouTube account
Okay,
yet.
well, we'll
But it
do
should be
that.
roughly the same.
Okay. Well, I think that's all. I guess I hopefully the next episode talking about Halsey will be released a week from today, whenever this was released, and we don't know when that'll be, but that's the hope. Uh, and we hope that you join us next week as well, because we
I had
hope
a lot of
you.
fun.
Yeah, I had fun too.
I hope that y'all enjoyed this conversation,
Uh,
listening to it as much as I enjoyed talking.
yeah,
I enjoyed
hopefully
talking to you, Jordan, about this album.
I did.
And I know a lot of the time when you listen to podcasts, you like feel like you're in the room discussing it too. So I hope that that's how y'all felt,
I
and
do too.
I hope that everyone enjoyed.
Yeah, and I think hopefully we'll be able to make things flow a little bit better in the future and
Yeah. And give us
improve in
suggestions.
quality.
Literally
Yes.
any suggestion that y'all have, I'm sure we'll
Yes.
listen to and like we'll take into account. Like any suggestion about like organization of how you think we should discuss the albums,
Yeah.
how you think we should stay on track.
We need as much help as we
Literally.
can get.
But anything y'all think, just leave a comment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm excited for next week.
Okay.
You stopped already, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
But
okay.
goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a nice rest of your day.